Open the Twitch directly. Okay, last desperate man attempt. This has to be perfect now. I guess I can remove the text because we already started.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but I still need... fuck.
Looks promising so far, apparently.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's try this. Hello everyone, welcome to Mr. Demoscene Theater 9000. Today with more troubleshooting issues than we usually have. But it's fine, I think we will be able to still pull through and have a good show. I have with me today Rimina, Gasman, and Dr.Claw.
Oh.
And as you probably are aware of, we changed the format of Mystery Demoscene Theater 9000 a little bit. So now it's more like a small interview format kind of thing, and we go through not the demos of last month, but just whatever demos we feel like watching. So if anyone has any demo suggestions on the stream, feel free to mention them. If anyone has any specific questions for our guests today, also feel free to ask away. And meanwhile, I'll just do some questions to kick off things. So hello, Rimina, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm just okay, I guess.
Great. So tell me, how did you get into the demo scene?
Oh boy.
You don't remember. It was so long ago, you were so young.
Yeah, it's been about, I think it was 2007. Somewhere around that time. And it was the first party I visited was actually Assembly Summer 2007.
It's like most of the Finnish demo sceners always come, yeah, I went to Assembly, and then...
Yeah, but it's an event that actually we get masses of people there. People know the event even outside the demo scene.
Yeah,
So
they have
it's
it
kind
on
of great
national television
touch
and
point.
everything.
Yeah, it's always great being there and like at the airport you sort of get into a taxi and say that, oh, I'm going to take you to the Hartwell Arena. Oh, you're going to Assembly then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that was the kind of first contact to the scene. But then at the next autumn, there was this stream party happening in Tampere, and some of people from our university, as new like Speaky, were organizing that, and they
I
asked,
know Spicky.
yeah, they asked for help, and well, yeah, that I ended up kind of helping organizing stream party.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were a stream party organizer. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I went to
From
stream a couple of times.
2007
I don't remember what years I went to stream, but I went there a couple of times while I was living. Well, I moved to Finland, I think 2008, so I guess it was afterwards. So yeah. Okay, cool. So, and you're just you're a programmer, from what I know.
Yeah.
Do
Mainly.
you also do music and graphics, or just more interested in code stuff?
Coding and music, mainly. But graphics, well, of course, it would be really nice to know everything and be able to do everything, but graphics is just something that I'm not good at.
Okay, so what was your first demo that we can watch? Like something that is on YouTube? Something that you would rather wish we wouldn't watch, but that we still want to.
The first demo I made any contribution was White Loads Out of Brownies in Assembly 2013. It's a WebGL demo.
Okay, it's here. I'm gonna play it.
Okay, yeah. The guys asked that we stop just a bit before the end because that would be the editor's cut of it.
Okay. The director said we should cut here.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you do for this entry? Just you did some effects or?
Yeah, this first effect is actually the line drawing stuff is made by me.
Okay. And do
then
you hate
helping
it?
with colors and stuff like that. Sorry?
And do you completely hate the demo, or are you actually proud of it?
No, I don't hate the demo. I don't know. It's still. I feel that my contribution was still minor contribution, but this was still the first demo that I made any contribution.
Okay. And Gasman, you told us you've been to Assembly. What about you, Dr.Claw? You ever been to Assembly?
Yep, yeah, that was actually the first demo party that I ever attended. Assembly 2008, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
And you went, you came exclusively from the US to attend Assembly?
Yeah. A friend of mine and I were attending. She wanted to go to this Finnish science fiction convention in Finland, and I was all like, well, I don't really want to go to Finland unless we're going to a demo party, so let's make sure it's near Assembly. And it was a week away, so we went to both.
Yeah, so
that's
that
actually
works.
the event is Robecon. I've been organizing that as well.
Ah, okay.
Actually,
sci-fi event.
Yeah.
Small world. Isn't it this year? I heard that this year it's like also the next week or the same week, something like that.
The Robecon is 1 week before Assembly, then there is Assembly, and then the next week there will be Worldcon.
Okay.
And they are all in the same place.
All on Artwell Arena?
They are now in Messukeskus, Mess Center, so across the railroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you like geek stuff, you can go to Finland during those 3 weeks and have a ball.
Yeah. And not leave the one building in 3 weeks.
Come on, if you're a computer nerd, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Who needs sun? So this was the first demo that you ever did. What's the demo that you're most proud of, Rimina?
And now we can cut this, actually. This would be the editor's cut now. The demo that I'm most proud of. That's actually something that I really don't know. I think the demo that most people like is Watching Paint Dry and Space Die from last year. So probably that.
Okay, is it on the playlist? I don't think so, but we'll add it real quick.
It's not in the playlist, but I can add it there.
Okay, let's see if I'm faster than you. Do that, paint. Yeah, paint dry and space cry.
If you search
Space
Watching
Jump.
Paint Dry on YouTube, you'll probably get lots of very boring videos as well as the one you're actually looking for.
Okay, here it is. And this is more experimental from what I remember. You seem to be quite into experimenting with stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Is it just like you like exploring different effects? You think it looks cool? What's the idea behind doing these kind of productions?
It's more about actually exploring emotions than effects. This, the name actually tells quite a lot about the entry, or the demo itself. I had major burnout last year, and I was quite depressed. And then we went to Simulatio party with Osun, and we just wanted to make a demo and about how everything sucks.
Yeah, when you're depressed, let's make a demo about it.
And like how it feels, how it actually feels, because it doesn't actually feel, doesn't feel much. It's just like watching paint dry. Nothing really happens, nothing changes, and you are not in control. And that's the kind of thing behind this. And this
Cool.
is like 99% party coded.
Nice. I really like that concept of doing more experimental demos and trying to find out emotions and ideas and textures and more abstract concepts, or try to voice those things. So more demo making, not only as a technical achievement thing, but also to bring out stuff. So I really like this demo when it came out. I really think it's great. So, Gasman, Dr.Claw, what you guys think about the experimental demo stuff? Is it your cup of tea, or not at all?
Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm just becoming distracted by the playlist here. Let's skip to the next. Yeah, sorry. It's it's I think the experimental demos, it's kind of it's always sort of just a toss-up whether I could get it or not. I think there's like some of them. I think one that I really did get, it was there's an NFX one that's kind of pretty much white noise. It's called Chromo something or other, and yeah, that's yeah.
They have a few of them.
I can't, yeah, but yeah, it's. I can't explain why it was that one that really sort of I latched onto, whereas something like I don't know mine's gone blank. The controversial one at Assembly that got
from Halcyon.
Halcyon, yes.
Chimera from Halcyon.
Yes. Yes. Why that one I didn't get, and so it's just. Yeah, just always like a total toss-up. But I'm glad people do to experiment with these things and push the boundaries a bit. And it's just
okay. So
whether they work or not. Yeah.
Did you ever work on an experimental demo yourself, or is it more of a technical challenge for you to do demos?
I guess the technical side. I think doing the experimental ones on old school platforms is. I'm not really sure where you'd start. There's a few.
They work a lot better because you're under those restrictions. At least the demos I did with Cyberpunk's Unity guys, those are considered experimental, and at the same time they are technical achievements, and those really work awesome. We got a lot of.
Playlist, don't we? Yeah.
I think we have one at least for Cyberpunks. Yeah, play that one.
Let's get that. Yeah. So I think this is probably a good example of. Spectrum demo that I kind of have no idea how they managed to pull off, because it's like you couldn't just set out to go, okay, I'm going to do this effect with kind of overlapping circular things, and it's if you tried to code it, then you just realise no, it's just going to look crap and full of colour clash. But it's just they went ahead and coded it anyway, and it just totally works. And it's like the whole sort of imperfections in the color class just adds to the effect, and I just can't sort of see what the sort of creative process would be in doing this sort. Because also on a new school platform where you might have the demo tool, you've got a lot more freedom to just try things out and experiment. But with old school platforms, when you're coding, you like spend a day working on an effect, and either it works or it doesn't. And in this case, it really does. And I don't know how you just casually arrive at sort of a result like this. This is why I love this demo so much. It blows my mind just how it happened.
You just have to try stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got lost looking at the demo. Dr.Claw, what's your opinion on the experimental versus technical demo making thing?
I personally tend to really like the experimental stuff. I mean, sometimes I'm not into the ones that are, oh yeah, that's just another noise demo or something like that. But the ones that are actually doing something kind of interesting and weird aren't necessarily pushing technical boundaries, but are pushing artistic boundaries. Like Moto by Traction and Brainstorm. That was a Preacher demo. Which it had all this like Bauhaus kind of thing going on. He released it at Evoke in 2013.
Yeah.
I also like a bunch of the Satori demos. Some of them get like really out there. But then I mean, just because a demo is abstract doesn't mean it's not pushing boundaries. Like Gasman was saying. I mean, A Mind is Born from Assembly was pretty abstract, but it was also very technical and really awesome, I thought.
I'm trying to think what demo is that. I don't recall it right now.
That's
Revision. Was it from Revision, actually? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I not say Revision? I meant to say Revision.
Let me look it up, because I don't remember which demo is that.
That's an interesting one. When obviously I was running the old school compos there, and when I actually saw it,
the LFT thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I saw it before the compo, that was one that it didn't really click with me, but I think it was just through just sheer jamminess that I thought, well, let's put this at the end of the compo, because I think that was yes. I think it was the right thing to end the compo. Just the whole crescendo of sound.
Yeah, exactly, the crescendo.
Yeah.
It's like it starts. You're like, oh, it's just some like cellular automata kind of thing. There's some music, and then it just keeps going and it keeps building, and yeah.
Insanity. So, Gasman, what demo did you make that you are most proud of?
Okay, well, I think until this year it's probably it's Losing Victoria, which is so talking about people's first experiences at Assembly. That was I'd have released that at Assembly 2002, and it's ended up in the wild compo because I was kind of just totally clueless about how to submit demos and things. But yeah, I think that was kind of a very sort of It's kind of a very sort of subdued, sort of relaxing demo back when when it was the Spectrum scene was like dominated by these sort of Russian techno sort of unts, while accompanied by really slow frame rate stuff. So I thought let's just totally to flip the balance a bit here, and so yeah, this is kind of a sort of quite thoughtful scene poetry-ish demo, and yeah, I think this one turned out really well. Yeah. Okay,
so let's watch it a little bit.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little more about why you're so interested on the Spectrum? Like, was it because it was your first computer? Why is it your platform of choice?
Yeah, it's what I grew up with, and when sort of the whole commercial life of it sort of died out, I just didn't really want to let go of it, and. And it was kind of natural to go into the demo scene from there when the sort of Spectrum magazines like Your Sinclair, they kind of ran out of games to cover, so then they ended up broadening out and introducing like the demo scene, and kind of got into it from there. And yeah, it's.
We should talk about ZX Next, that Kickstarter thing. Did you order one? I ordered mine. I'm curious how it turns out.
Yeah, I think that's it was kind of a lot of soul searching before I thought, I will. Because I'm kind of a bit skeptical about the sort of expanded spectrums. I know there's the whole it's a spectrum scene be subdivided thing, but
yeah,
there's this. I think there was a lot of people on the Kickstarter who were like, oh, we can't wait to see what the demo scene does with this, and.
Yeah, Evil Paul already did that. Evil Paul already had a demo that does exactly the specs that they are saying, like double the CPU with an extra chip.
Yeah. But I think it's kind of, it feels like somehow they're kind of misunderstanding what the motivation is for people making demos, because I think they're just assuming that if you give someone a platform with like 3 AY chips and a SID chip and lots of hardware sprites and extra colours, then that's going to make it more attractive to code on. But it kind of goes against it's you kind of want
maybe
to
for some
start-
Russians it does. I mean, lots of
Yeah.
Russians enjoy just the expanded ZX a lot, or enhanced ZX.
Yeah, but as I've been saying, if I wanted to code for this sort of expanded platform, then why wouldn't I just get into the Amiga? It's just another thing to learn. It's just another set of parameters to sort of use as. I think with when you're creating things on the demo scene, you want to sort of say, okay, this is the starting point. This is where I think I might be able to take it. And when you've got like a platform that starts off with like, let's just chuck a SID chip in there, then it's like, well, where do you take that? Okay, I can make a demo that sounds like the C64, and but yeah, if I wanted that, I would have been coding on the C64 for the last 20 years.
That reminds me of that music disc from, was it Format, and some other guy from Orb that did the Atari sound on, I think it was a Commodore 64.
Yeah. Well, there have been like, experiments with like SID sound on the Spectrum, but I think it's, I think there has to be sort of a definite, okay, yeah, this is the starting point, and where can we take this? And I mean, yeah, I've played around with expanded Spectrum hardware as well, like the doing the video player for the Spectrum hard disk interface. But again, that's it's. I think if you start with a platform that has all the bells and whistles, then I think for me there is like a feeling of like, where do you take it from? I think it's the same with the JavaScript as well. Once JavaScript started having native 3D APIs of its own, then that's kind of where I kind of got a bit lost and like, well, okay, well, how can I push this boundary? It's obviously, and it's great that the JavaScript has that now, but it feels like
so that's
1K.
So that's why you stopped making JavaScript demos, because now you have FreeJS, so it's no longer challenging. It was okay when you had to do your own 3D engine to do your own stuff.
I've not given up, and every now and then I'm sort of dabbling with. I kind of want to do my own sort of demo tool, and sort of I've got some ideas I've been playing around with, but it's actually when the neat thing about when I do dabble with like OpenGL, WebGL stuff is that I feel like a newbie again. It's like out of my comfort zone. So it's like So I like the Raspberry Pi stuff I worked on a few years back. That was really sort of in at the deep end. So I have no idea how to get a spinning cube, and then just get going from there and seeing if I could make that into an actual demo. So, but it's competing with so many other things for my attention. So.
That's one of the biggest issues that we have as demo sceners, is getting free time to do stuff.
Yeah.
I've done many demos when I have been on a sick leave from work due to flu or something like that, so I'm kind of sick and I have high fever, and then I'm coding like, okay, now I have time to do demos.
I have a fever, finally I can do some coding for the demo scene stuff. Okay, so was Losing Victoria your most your favorite demo, or were you like saying this was the first one I liked before and now I have a better one?
Well, I think now it has to be sort of Ultraviolet, which is the sort of latest one I released at Forever this year. And I think this is kind of the first time in a long while I've actually been able to. I've kind of done let's sort of invest a lot of time in doing sort of a proper like code porn demo. And I think it might have to wait till the final until I'm sort of really sort of willing to say, okay, this has supplanted Losing Victoria as my all-time favourite. But I think this is kind of really. a sort of really cathartic release of effects and soundtracks and things have been saving up for ages, and I think and it was kind of down to the wire with party coding.
Did you have like a storyboard before you started making it, or just like you did a lot of effects and then try to fit them together?
I think there was kind of a storyboard to it. I think it was, this was definitely an effect-based demo rather than a story-based one. I think this. There's no. I had sort of a very loose concept of. I think you can kind of see it in the text here with talking about sort of there's like references to ultraviolet and kind of shout outs to like previous demos, including Losing Victoria. But, as I say, it was very much driven by the effects, and I think there was actually sort of kind of an intro part that I sort of wanted to do that was kind of very storyboarded with like sort of rockets and like fireworky things and lots of fast cuts. But then I realised sort of a week or two before releasing the demo, my heart's just not in that bit of it, and because it wasn't a story-based demo, I could happily leave that bit out, and demo wouldn't really use anything for it. So I think doing an effect-based demo is kind of it gives you a lot more freedom like that, and I think the whole process of it, I sort of really enjoyed that.
Okay, cool. So have any of you other two guys, or guy and girl in this case, messed with Spectrum, or are you interested in it, or do you care about it?
I'm totally interested in it, but I totally don't have a Spectrum. I've got a big stack of old school computers. I mean, I've got a bunch of Commodore 64s, various SID chips, a VIC-20, an Amiga 500, an Amiga 1000, a bunch of Ataris. Speckies just weren't really a thing in the States so much. So yeah. I mean, heck, Amigas weren't. It was. I didn't get my Amiga 500 until recently.
You had like PCs.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I've got stacks of old PCs with like Gravis ultrasounds and Sound Blaster 16s and stuff like that.
I would love to do something for an old school platform someday, but I never had one actually. I bought my first computer when I was 17 and I saved my money for it, and it was like 2003. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Gasman, I never asked you, how did you get into the demo scene? What was your first party? What was your first demo scene experiment?
Well, I kind of touched on it with the magazine sort of drying up the coverage of the commercial games. So I think it was through there that I sort of got into the demo scene. And my first demo was the first demo I worked on was Second Reality. Not the Second Reality. It was
Second Reality for the Spectrum.
Yeah, well, it was. It says a lot about how sort of isolated the Spectrum scene was that I independently came up with the name Second Reality for my first demos. 1993, 94, when there was like stereograms and the whole thing was the Magic Eye Pictures was the big thing, and I sort of did that on the my multicolor effect on here looks a bit crappy because
the flicker is not on.
That's annoying. Oh well.
So guys on the stream, this effect looks really good on real hardware. This is the capture that is crappy.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. It was It was all like basic coded sort of these Magic Eye effects, and it's like 3D virtual reality. What would be a good name for that? Second Reality. Yeah, and I had no idea that there was a very famous PC demo. So, I'm kind of glad that that hasn't found its way onto YouTube.
Okay,
I think,
we have a question on the chat for you. How do you feel trolling all the people who pronounce loudly your group name, not knowing what it actually means?
It's the group name isn't really my responsibility. That's a Yejme who's Well, yeah, cool guy. Actually been sort of around on the Spectrum scene since the late 80s, I think. And I kind of was joining to his group, and I think he definitely has a sense of mischief. And I gather like his own sort of name is kind of a play on words in Polish as well. Of I think it means sort of like redneck or something. But it's.
And you didn't know what you were getting into.
I knew. Yeah. I think it definitely did start out as a kind of a sort of joke demo group, and I think it's kind of become a mix of kind of like jokes and serious stuff. So
Okay, I'm gonna play the route now, or if I can find it, because it was your entry for Outline, and both you and Rimina, you were at Outline. I'm gonna play your 4K afterwards as well, Rimina. So
Okay.
how was Outline? Was it cool?
Hot.
Oh, yeah.
It was hot.
yes, yeah. I think Outline is it's a really chilled demo. It's kind of a definitive Dutch experience, I think, and it's the sort of there's like no internet access. I think a few years back they tried to have internet, and it kind of fell down. But it's the sort of party where if the internet goes down, you're not sort of damn it. It's just I better just go outside into the sun then. It's fantastic.
And
yeah.
like participate to water war and
Well, they had
swim
those
in
water
the
guns
kids'
from what I saw.
pool and kids pools where we could cool our feet and beer and whatever, throw each other in there, and it was
Sounds
fun.
nice. I've never been there. Havoc has been bothering me for I don't know how many years. You know, come to Outline. I know it's a bit out of your way since you live in Portugal, but come to Outline. And I'm really curious on the party. I never managed to go there, but it sounds like a really cool party. So I recommend everyone visiting it. Dr.Claw, I hear you have a party coming up as well that you're organizing. Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, it's called At Party. It is the longest running demo party in the Americas, and I think most of the world aside from Europe and Australia, though I'm not entirely sure about that part. So this is going to be our 8th year, which in the rest of the world is, kind of a thing. We hold it at Artisans Asylum, which is a maker space in Somerville, Mass, just outside Boston. I'm the audiovisual coordinator there, so I could basically just do whatever I wanted with this giant cafeteria we had. So we just painted the entire wall white for a big screen, and I built these 16 cubic foot subwoofers and stuff, and it's pretty good.
You need a big screen. The bigger the better.
No, I got in there and there was this sign in the middle of the wall. I'm like, I'm just going to rip that sign off the wall. We're going to paint this entire wall white, and we're just going to project on the whole wall and it turns out it's about 16 feet by 9 feet, which at party tends to be about like an 80-person party. So that's big enough. But the first couple at parties we had in a hostel in Harvard, Massachusetts, which is about 45 minutes outside of Boston. And we were trying to go for more of an Outline kind of thing. I hadn't even been to Outline, but we knew some European sceners, and we decided that was the kind of thing that we wanted to emulate. But the space was just a little too small for us, so we ended up moving into the city. We were at one co-working space this one year, and then we were at MIT for a few years. But last year and this year, we're going to be at Artisans Asylum, which is a better space. It's more freeform. It's a maker hacker kind of space. So, I mean, people can just kind of do whatever they want, and people are always making things there. So, I'm trying to get more interest in the local community to actually attend, because usually the sorts of people you've been attracting are people from throughout the U.S., Quebec. We get a few European sceners every once in a while, but. Yeah, trying to actually build up a larger, like, very local following. Because, I mean, there are plenty of people here that actually do graphics coding and that sort of thing. Like Jimbo, I see you've got Jellyfish the Jam on the list here.
Yeah, I can play it next.
Yeah, sure. He's the local Kronos chapter leader, so, and he's probably one of our best supporters. Sounds like the music's...
Yeah,
okay.
we've got some Untitled there as well.
Yeah.
Why did it go so loud?
Well, you've got the soundtrack to Untitled there as well somehow.
What?
Yeah, it's playing the track for something else during the demo.
Okay. Let's try refreshing. How the hell did I manage to do that?
I have no idea.
Well, this is going well. It's paused. What the hell is playing? Someone has hacked my computer.
Probably.
I don't have anything else playing. Where is this music coming from? Oh crap, let me check. No, there's not. It stopped. What the hell? Okay, well, that was great. Let's try this again. Watch together, play.
The other stuff's still playing for me.
Yeah, it is.
Might as well. Yeah, no, the other stuff's still going.
Yeah.
Okay, now it shouldn't be. But you guys should refresh your watch together page.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's try.
Great. So we actually found the bug in watch together.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, and that happened exactly when I refreshed, so somehow I don't know if that was my fault. Well, obviously my computer just loves Spectrum so much.
You know, this is what happens when you do live streams. You know, you have live stream issues. Okay, so this is Jellyfish by Jimbo. You were telling us about Jimbo, Dr.Claw.
Yeah, he's the local Kronos Boston chapter leader. So Kronos Group, as in OpenGL, Vulkan, WebGL, that kind of stuff. The standards body that's in charge of that stuff. And we've got a meetup in the area, and we've actually been trying to get people actually demo coding rather than just like random 3D coding and stuff like that. Hopefully, we're gonna actually get some more demos this year. I did a workshop on some like ray marching and stuff like that for size limited productions, that kind of thing.
Cool. Can I just say that this looks ugly like hell?
No.
For the record. Okay, cute Jellyfish, but it's very Dutch color scheme. You know? Do you know that saying? Dutch
rainbow.
Color? Rainbow.
Yes. No, it's totally coder colors. This is what's known as coder colors.
Yeah,
I'm sure you know that.
extremely coder colors. So what else did I want to ask you? So, Dr.Claw, how did you get into the demo scene?
Watch that. Wait. It's gonna say a little thing here. Hold on a second.
Okay.
It's just a funny anecdote.
At party is made possible by the tireless efforts of Metoikos and Dr.Claw. So it's giving you greetings.
Yeah, no, that's not the important part. The important part is coming.
There's more.
There's just going to be a little text.
All I see is blackness.
There it is. Yep.
If you can read this, buy Metoikos and Dr.Claw each a beer. 2 beers, okay. So you just wanted beer, that's why you wanted us to read that.
I was doing a promotional demo show about 6 months ago, and this is just one of the things that I played. And somebody came up to me with 2 beers. I'm like, oh, hey, it worked.
Finally, after all these years.
I know, right?
I was gonna ask you, how did you get into the demo scene? Because I mean, you're American. How the hell did you heard of it?
So in the mid '90s, one of my friends, I just went over. I was visiting some of my friends. We were hanging out at somebody's house. This was in high school, and they were playing this music. I'm like, wow, that's some pretty awesome music. And they're like, yeah, this is called a mod file. It's from a tracker. This is by this guy called Purple Motion, and it actually goes with a demo, and it's called Second Reality. I'm like, what the heck is a demo? And then a few days later, I went over to my friend's house. We went on a BBS. We downloaded Second Reality. We played that, and then I was just completely hooked. I just went and I downloaded just all the demos I could find. In North America, we had a site called the Hornet Archive. I'm sure you're familiar with the Hornet guys, yeah? So I just downloaded everything off there that was any good that I could run on the PC that I had.
And that was Americans. For you, it was actually cheap. I downloaded stuff from the Hornet Archive, and for me, it was like European connection. It was slower, so you were lucky.
Yep. Yeah.
So it was before we had scene.org.
Oh yeah, totally. And I mean, I remember, like, and it wasn't just, like, I downloaded a bunch of demos. My friends and I were really into electronic music, so I was doing a lot of, like, mods in Scream Tracker, and then eventually Impulse Tracker. So that was a thing for a while. There were some demo parties in Canada, the NAID parties, but we never got up there because
you're lazy.
I was the only one of my friends who drove, and like driving up to Canada was just not sort of a thing that I was doing at that age. Yeah, it's like my parents would have been like, "Why are you going to Canada?" Like,
and you had to explain for a demo party, Mom. I had to do that talk with my mother. I'm going to Belgium for my first demo party. She's like, "You're going where?" Like, to Belgium. You don't go anywhere. I'm going to Belgium. Wow, why? You're crazy. I have to go. It's important.
Honestly, my parents probably would have let me go, but I don't know if I could have talked any of my friends to go with me, and I just didn't know any like actually active sceners on IRC at that point in time. But so my friends and I just we downloaded demos, watched demos, we made some stuff that never got released, and then eventually I went off to college. I'm like, well, I guess this Demoscene thing is like whatever. I mean, DOS isn't a thing anymore. Now it's all
it's
Windows.
dead.
And so the Demoscene is probably dead. And then, like, in the middle of college, I noticed that people were still making Commodore 64 demos and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I started actually, like, getting into the modern stuff. I'm like, hey, it's not dead. This is awesome. And I started just, like, talking about it to everybody I met. And eventually I'm like, if I get enough money, I'll go to Europe and go to a demo party. And then some friends of mine and I eventually started going to some of the European parties, like Assembly and Revision and Evoke and Solkskogen, and I'm trying to think. I feel like I've been to another one.
More German Function? You were at Function, no?
No, I haven't made it to Function yet. It's on my list. I have been to Hungary, but I visited Hungary and then flew to Solkskogen. So I hung out with Gargai in Hungary, but there was no demo party going on then.
Okay, so there's a very important question showing up on the chat. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is important. We need to know for sure, finally, after all these years, is Fast Tracker better or worse than Impulse Tracker? I say Impulse Tracker. Who's with me?
Impulse Tracker is which? The better one or the worse one?
Impulse Tracker is the good one. Fast Tracker is the one that does XMs. Impulse Tracker is the one that does ITs. So it's the best one. So people on the chat, let me know which one you prefer. I know Impulse Tracker will win. For sure.
I think there was a tracking-related question directed at me that I unfortunately lost because it was just as the audio went weird and I had to...
Will Gasman ever write his own tracker that will rock?
Possibly as a result of the Spectrum Next, because as I say, that has got sort of the 3 AY chips and a SID, and as I say, I've got no idea where to begin with the SID, but I think I've so far I've never really graduated from like the original soundtracker for the Spectrum made in 1991, but I think I kind of fancy the idea of doing like the PC-based tracker for the Spectrum and maybe other things, and
there's Vortex Tracker. Why do you need another tracker for?
It's
Spectrum?
The Vortex track, it's kind of, the UI is a bit clunky. It's like, it feels like it's a direct as possible port of Pro Tracker for the Spectrum, right down to kind of the window size is just a little postage stamp size thing. And it's, I think there is an opportunity to do a tracker for the AY and, as I say, maybe other things that's kind of not constrained by the limitations of trying to get it to fit into the Spectrum architecture. So yeah, we'll see. That's one of these sort of one-day wish list projects that well, it might happen one day, but this kind of somewhere on the to-do list.
Yeah, I'm actually working. I'm actually working on a sequencer program right now that has, for some things, a tracker interface, because I really like the tracker interface for writing percussion, but I'm not so much a fan of the tracker interface for melodies.
Yeah.
So that's sort of where that comes from. Anywho,
some people like that
one
piano
of
roll
those
kind of
things.
thing, where you just draw up and down the frequency that you want the melody to be in. Some people prefer that to the classical C, D, whatever stuff that you hit.
Key.
Yeah, key.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
so
something like the tracked world, like tracked music, is still completely. I've done some stuff with, for example, Renoise, and it has tracker interface as well as Sonant for my JavaScript 4 case, but it's still a kind of mystery world for me, because I come from the classical music world. I have a classical music
actually
background.
you had actually formation. You play. I remember you told me once you play. Was it the violin?
Yeah, I play violin.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around all the concepts and possibilities that those things kind of give.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you're coming from. I mean, personally, I actually find classical staff notation to be the easiest thing to read as far as melodies go. It just seems to make sense.
Yeah.
And when I enter things, I like to enter it on an actual instrument like a musical keyboard or something like that. Except for percussion, I'm totally okay with just using a tracker and just doing it all that way, because a lot of the stuff that I was doing back in the mid-90s was a lot of very percussive stuff in Scream Tracker, and it just clicks. That makes sense.
So techno.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that.
I'm still quite clueless with percussion.
Yep.
So, Dr.Claw, what was your first demo, or did you ever make a demo? I don't think I ever saw any demo from you, actually.
We made some demos, but I've only released a couple compo filler kind of things. Mostly when I was after assembly, Matoikos was all like, "We need to start a demo party," and I'm all like, I don't know, I kind of want to actually make a demo now. And she's just like, "No, we're starting a demo party. We're doing it right now." I'm like, all right. So, and then she's moved to Europe since, and now I'm just here running that party and keeping it going. So that's mostly what I've been focusing on.
So what would be the demo that we would be able to play out of YouTube that you would terribly not want us to show, but that we have to, just to show people what your first demo attempt was like?
If there's a recording of the stream from what's it called, Synchrony, there was this 256 byte thing I made with these train tracks going by, but I'm not sure if there's actually a YouTube capture of that.
Okay.
So we need to post it on Poet, like needs YouTube capture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can make one.
Can you make it now?
Just wait a second.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
I've been busy organizing a party. It's hard. Life is hard.
I've been a party organizer. Rimini has been a party organizer. Gasman,
party organizer.
You're still party organizer. Gasman, have you ever organized a party?
Not organisers. Well, I'm sort of on the compo team for revision, which sort of in a small way probably counts as an orga. And
do you get any sleep?
Okay, yeah.
Do you get any sleep during the party?
Actually.
So that
revision,
doesn't count. That doesn't count. Fuck you.
Yeah, we get a very good deal with the revision because you got the backstage sort of the dressing room bits, and I basically get to sleep underneath a pile of Spectrums and Amigas in the recording room. So the reassuring hum of the old school hardware.
Nice. So I'm trying to think of parties that are coming up. We have at party we already talked about. Let's take a look at demoparty.net real quick for other parties that we should be name dropping. There's Switch On in Australia. Hanu is asking what's playing on the screen right now. Right now on the screen it's playing... I have to look it up.
Inno by Quite.
Inno by Quite, yeah. Thank you. There's Switch On in Australia happening also next weekend. There's Underground Conference happening on the 15th of June, and I think it's already fully booked. I think it's invite only kind of thing. It's in the middle of the woods, I believe, or in a mine, something like that. Weird location. Ask Scamp about it. Then there's DreamHack, which I don't think Demosceners go to anymore. It used to be pretty big on the Demoscene map, but now it's mostly LAN party. We have Silesia on Poland in the 23rd of June, and we have the Nova demo party also on the 23rd of June. Some guys were early on asking on IRC if anyone knows if there is any more news about Nova. And I asked Gasman if he knew anything about it, and his answer was...
No, well, not really as far as I know. It's I think the best the website to come up at the moment, ukdemoscene.org is the place to look for news.
I mean, you know where it is, you know what date it is, just make a demo and go there, and eventually someone will have the compo machine specs for you to look at and pull some hair off.
And then you need to remake the demo again.
Yeah, just recompile the kernel. So people on the chat, do you have any specific questions for any of your guests? If you do, this is the great time to ask them. Otherwise, we can talk about some other stuff. Like, have you guys read that interview with 0x4015? That
I tried to open that link, but it doesn't work.
Maybe the whole Japan is down. It was working yesterday. It was a really interesting interview.
I tried to read it yesterday.
Okay, so maybe we brought it down. Let me try to find the link again. It had a lot of interesting insights on the early Japanese scene, and especially on the X68000, which was something similar to the Amiga but lower end, and apparently was very popular in Japan. And people did some things that can be sort of considered Demoscene-ish with it. It's opening for me now, Rimina, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna open it here on stream actually for you guys to see. Yeah, it's working. 6octaves.blogspot.com blah 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 interview with Japanese Demoscener.
Okay.
Yeah, no signal just posted it on the...
Yeah, now it works for me as well.
Okay, so it was a complo. So people who haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you checking out the whole series of interviews that Setsuko has been doing. They're all very good. You can check out the list of them. She's been doing... she interviewed Gargai, Preacher, Zavi, Smash, Gloom, a lot of people. So a lot of interesting stuff you can read there and find out more about the demo scene. What other stuff are we left to talk about?
On the subject,
one thing about, like, we mentioned about parties and talked about assembly. As I'm kind of still a bit involved on assembly organizing, being in a combo team as well. We have a 64K this year.
Oh,
back.
really? It's coming back?
It's coming back again.
And
Yeah.
Hey, that's
who
pretty
is
good.
making entries for it? Because I remember last time it got dropped because there were not enough entries to justify it, keep running it.
Well, maybe someone is.
So
You should do an entry for it.
an undisclosed group will be doing entries for assembly and winning big prize money and some
And
finger
also,
scanners.
like net fights and stuff like that. More info will be up in just in few days, in
Okay.
a week or something like that. So this is just not unofficial.
Someone is asking on the chat if assembly will have a Pentium 120 compo again, and Branch already said yes. So apparently, yes.
Yeah,
It's
you'll
like
know
it-
more about those last week. I really... I'm so bad with old school platforms, so I don't even like to
But
say
it-
anything about that.
It should be part of the old school compo, right?
Yeah.
Branch is saying on the chat, Pentium, Amiga, Atari Falcon compo combined. Okay.
And you should ask from Bright Light and Yope for more information of that.
Okay. Dr.Claw, what compos are you having at Art Party?
Okay, so we've got let me just bring up the whole list here, but I mean, I can rattle up off most of them from memory. We've got a demo compo, we've got an intro compo, it's just combined intro, so it needs to be smaller than 64K. If you want to make it smaller than that, that's great. You know, recommended sizes being 4K, 1K, 256 bytes, that kind of thing. These are for more modern platforms, of course. We've got old school category, just a blanket old school demo compo. We also have an old school music compo, and that is specifically either an original sound tracker mod with 8-bit samples, or anything with some kind of little like sound chip or something like that is fine. We also have a freestyle music compo, freestyle graphics. We've got a wild compo. We have what we're calling freestyle interactive, which means it could be VR, it could be some kind of weird animatronic sculpture or something like that. The idea being that in the demo scene there aren't a whole lot of interactive entries, and this is a specific compo for that sort of thing. Also a game works in that category too, because that's basically the same sort of thing. Let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything important here.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I just thought the mention of the Japanese Demoscene jogged my memory, and I thought we have to show this amazing animation entry from Outline. It's a track by Takeshi. And, yeah, it's kind of, this is one of these things. How did they even do this? Yeah.
Oh yeah. We also have ASCII anti-Xpin, old school pixel graphics, executable graphics, executable music.
Okay, a lot of
And that rounds it all out.
A lot of compos.
Yeah, we tend to have to merge them eventually if we don't get enough entries. But the idea is to have the compos listed so that people feel the motivation to actually make a thing for that compo. Like for example, when we start like a new compo, sometimes people go crazy. Like when we did an OHP compo, overhead projector, for split off from the wild compo one year, and we got a couple really good entries. One of them was excellent. I can totally find that one on YouTube.
It's from Desire, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the RSI, one of those groups.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, from this entry playing like no signal input, said in the chat that it took like 3 years to make actually the entry. So it's not it's not exactly a fast prod.
Yeah. I think so. When they get to like the dinosaurs a bit later, it's like, how did they kind of get it to be even vaguely in the same place, and it's well, this stuff, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how they did all this.
Yeah. I think the microphone stands, or it might be there as like position references, but it's just, I say it's, yeah,
It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of, you don't expect to see this at a demo party, especially sort of a kind of smaller party like Outline. I think this was something like really special to see in the compos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just people. And it's all light streaks. It's not like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. I hadn't seen this before.
Was this from the last outline?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, really cool. Okay, so what else can we say? Anyone has any questions from the chat that you want to ask our guests? Otherwise, we are only left with the favorite demos that you guys have, like overall best demos that you liked. Like,
This is I'm just loading up that OHP mega demo right now.
okay,
So that last one, that was Track by Takeshi.
this is the OHP demo with a loading bar, of course. It's important to do loading bars on OHP demos. At Wensley, they did this 664 or pseudo 664 mega demo on the OHP, so they kept having loading bars between effects and singing the same song all over again whenever it was that part. So they must have sing the same song and show the loading bar like 50 times or 15 times during the whole demo. It was hilarious and annoying at the same time. Yeah, this one is really cool.
Nice.
Twisters, they never grow out of fashion.
No, they don't.
So yeah, best demo ever. Rimina, what's your favorite demo ever?
Oh my god.
Yeah, hard question.
It's like yeah,
it's impossible.
it's impossible to answer that question because there are so many demos that I've loved through all the years. But I think it will be now something that I first didn't even consider like one of my favorite demos, but after a while I just realized that I'm going back to that demo and watching it all over again time to time, and it's actually MX by Epoch.
Oh, Imix.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let me look it up.
I still don't want to say that like all-time favorite, but one of those all-time favorites, because there are many. Yeah, and I think it should be on the playlist already. Maybe.
Yeah, it's here. I'm waiting for the OHP demo
Yeah.
to end up.
Yeah, because this is also awesome that's showing on. Right now.
Oh, LMM77 is saying that the best demo ever is significant deformation near the cranium. Yeah, that's a pretty good demo. One of the visualized doing a pseudo Gaudi style in the demo.
Oh yeah, here we go. Nope, not quite. Almost.
It's interference effect. So soon we will be able to do second reality on the OHP. The Amiga ball. Yeah.
Predictable cheers from the audience.
Amiga.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Let's take a look at Emix. Shitty rave music or the drugs, but it has all come together in a really nice way. So, what's appealing about this demo for you, Rimina? Is it the flow, or...?
I think it's the flow. And also the aesthetics. It's something that, even though it's very different than what we have been doing with Paraguay, for example, or what I've been doing with my intros, there are still, I find some similarities still. And yeah, and that's intriguing.
Well, when this came out, it just reminded me of X-Mix by MFX and Keulers. Do you know that demo? Do you see the parallels?
I don't know that demo. I don't know that demo.
So there's some homework for you.
Yeah.
Watch X-Mix
Definitely.
which on itself was a spin-off from videos that they used to have on MTV, I believe, where they showed progressive techno trance music or house music with this kind of video animation effects.
Yeah.
And I think Emix is somewhat inspired by that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's also the flow.
There's a question on chat, has Truck coded a demo yet? And I think if you go to hastruckcodedademo.com, you'll find the answer to that. I'm not even kidding.
Indeed.
I heard from some reliable sources that that site is somewhat outdated. That that there are some secret groups that have been releasing stuff without some people knowing about it. That might or might not include Truck's assistance. But you would have to confirm with you would have to confirm the sources to you know, don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
Just ask Truck. Well, we will have Truck on this show eventually.
On demos, they were kind of very strict about not sort of outing any sort of secret identities that aren't public. So
yeah,
it's sometimes just a difficult thing to avoid the temptation. But yeah.
So Gasman, what is your best demo of all times?
I think if I'm not going to say something obvious like Debris, I think probably something from the Spectrum. I'd say Shit for Brains by Progress. It's just it's mostly for the soundtrack. It is just, and well, I kind of ripped it off / sort of made a tribute to it in Ultraviolet, but I think this is just it's really got sort of the progression of the music and visuals on the Spectrum to really, you know, so much better than other stuff on the Spectrum at the time.
Shit for Brains, okay, and from Enlight 97.
Yep, that's the one.
Which was a very good demo party for ZX Spectrum releases, from what I recall.
Yeah, that's. I think there's. I think there was a demo quite recently called 1997 that was basically a tribute to
Enlight.
I think it was basically the Woodstock of the ZX Spectrum scene. It's like if I could go back in time and.
Okay,
you can skip the intro maybe. It's quite a slow one to get going. But, see. Let me skip ahead. Hopefully that's not sacrilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let's get past the intro. Okay, here we go.
Shit for brains with a flame effect. Sorry, I keep waving my hand around, but there are some mosquitoes here, and I'm trying desperately not to be eaten alive. And
Have you heard about nets? Like putting nets to your window
around my face?
or around your face, like paperback.
We tried that net thing, but we don't have... Since the frames on our windows are aluminium, the nets don't really stick there. We need to do some work to have them fitted, so it hasn't worked very well. We have something that kills the mosquitoes, and yesterday it killed like 10, but there are more. So, yeah, that's the problem with mosquitoes. They never really go away. They multiply. It's crashed my brains. Chanted it for the shit.
Russian scene poetry.
I can't give it up. And there was a guy shooting himself, or something that looked like a guy.
Yeah.
And this is the Amiga ball, but made in a ZX Spectrum way.
Yeah.
There we go, the guy shooting himself.
Yes.
Or something that might vaguely look like a guy.
Yes. So the question, does a Gasman, KSA or Mick? Well, as you probably guessed from the fact I skipped over KSA's bit of the soundtrack for this, I think it's got to be Mick. They're the two musicians in this demo. And yeah, that I think maybe we should just leave this running long enough to get to the sort of really neat echoey bit in the music. It should be sort of coming fairly soon. But that's a bit I kind of ripped off in my demo. But yeah, this it's really pushing the AY chip to the limit on this.
And Yuppe is asking if Graphathon has been advertised yet. Not yet, but we can talk about it now. So Graphathon is a demo party in Finland. It's sort of related to a university somewhere there. I don't know, Rimina, if you know any details about that.
I don't know any details about Graphathon. Yeah, it's related to Aalto.
I know that it's more aimed for new sceners, and they have like a workshop introducing people with a framework where you can learn to do new effects.
Yeah. What I've been kind of understood from the concept is like hackathon, but with demo coding. So basically, you learn to, or you make demo there, and then you have this demo compo, and there is also this category for. They have, at least last year, they had this category for old school demo combo, which means that people who have done demos before. Yeah, but I think it's a great event, and
yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it.
Streams about from there, and
it's nice to have new blood. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the pretty good talks as well.
Is it all in Finnish, do you know, or is it in English?
I would say in English.
Okay, that's good. So Branch, don't forget to record stuff. Well. Yeah, don't forget to record and put it on YouTube so you can share with other people. Gasman, there was no signal input, has this important message for you. That he's gonna let you finish, but Cybernoid Revenge is the best tune ever written on Spectrum. I have to agree, I played Cybernoid Revenge and it was pretty damn good.
Thanks very much. Yeah, so that's it's a fun one to play on the live gigs. That's yeah. Hopefully there'll be another opportunity to play it live sometime soon. We'll see.
Although, of course, You Wanna Live in the Future is also a big hit now.
Yeah. And maybe
I love to sing along.
Yeah.
And maybe Digga Digga Bee is going to be sort of on the live set as well at some point. So we'll see.
And then if people ask what soundtrack it is, people can actually reply that it's the Root Sunstorm, and it will be correct. Finally. After all these years. So, Dr.Claw, what is your favorite demo ever?
I'm gonna say Uncovering Static by Fairlight and Alcatraz. I specifically like the part where the buildings start morphing at the end. It just reminds me of things that have been in my dreams. That's.
You've been
There
dreaming
you go.
about Alcatraz?
I've been No, just weird like buildings morphing and stuff, and just that sort of thing.
So the other favorite would be like the ceasefires from Fairlight.
Ceasefire is really good. I really like Ceasefire. I just, especially from a technical standpoint, Uncovering Static just speaks to me more, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And I think this is a 64K, which was actually on the assembly where the 64K stopped happening as a compo.
Yep.
Was it 2011 or something like that?
Yeah, 2011. I just saw it on the YouTube thing before I pressed play. Otherwise, I would have no fucking idea. I'm very bad with
But
dates.
hey, if you want the combo back, make entries. Make demos. Make 64Ks. Make intros.
The main problem I see with the 64K scene is that there's like 5, 6, 7 groups active making 64Ks, so it's really hard for them to make 64K entries for all the big compos, you know.
Yeah.
So they always aim for
other
revision.
people should make 64Ks as well.
Yeah, new people,
Exactly.
please make 64Ks again. That's a valid point. I'm trying to do a 64K for Evoke. I don't know if I will finish it in time. I'm having troubles. I'm having trouble focusing on programming. I know the fact that I want to make it, and I need to optimize the way that I'm doing it to make it actually work. I know it's doable, but I've been procrastinating like hell, just finding other stuff to do instead of actually coding it. But if I manage to get off my ass, I might be able to actually have a 64K for Evoke.
Or assembly. Or both.
At the same time. Well, maybe not with the same entry, but
Sequel.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
No Signal
my-
Input is asking about
I'm-
Demobit, if I'm coming to Demobit. I don't know. I don't like that it's on winter time because it's cold there. I went to the previous Demobit because, you know, I hadn't met Zden before, and he was organizing a party again for the first time in shitloads of years. So I really wanted to go to meet Zden to support him, his return to Demoscene, to more active Demoscene again. But I really liked it. It was a really good party. I really loved the venue. So yeah, I recommend everyone going to Demobit. I would prefer it if it was not during winter.
Yeah, this is the part that I really like, where everything just starts morphing.
Oh yeah, there's one thing that I should mention. We are having a demo party in Portugal again in 2017. Inertia demo party will be happening again 3 to 5 of September, which clashes with other demo parties in other places. Let me check which ones they are. Well, they're not listed. Oh, I think I have to go to 2017 and then go a few months into the future. Let's go and see. September. Yeah, it clashes with Riverwash and Datastorm and Jumalauta 17 years. So we assume that we will not have any foreigners whatsoever. But if if anyone foreign wants to show up, it will be held in Genio's house or manor of some sort. We have space for 15 people, which is like double the size of the Portuguese demo scene, of the active Portuguese demo scene. So we have room for you if you want to attend Inertia Demo Party. We will be partying like if it was Inertia Demo Party 2005. So
Yeah.
just let us know, and you can either crash at Genio's place or you can crash at my place. We live somewhat close by. Yeah, and September will be a great weather in Portugal, so you can even go to the beach and sightsee a little bit. So it's the perfect holiday. So yeah, you heard it here first on Mystery Demoscene Theater 9000. Inertia Demo Party will never die. Okay, what other demos shall we take a look at? I think we are repeating stuff already.
Ceasefires.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do ceasefire.
Search for it. Ceasefire by
Fairlight.
Fairlight.
CNCD.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. Ceasefire.
It's like sometimes I talk to people about the demo scene who don't know what it is, and I'll show them a size limited demo, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, that's so small," and then I'm like, "Well," and then people make big demos, and they're like, "Well, what's impressive about those?" And I'm like, "Here, let's watch this one."
It
This
does
has,
stuff in real
especially
time.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah, by Hans. It's really good.
Yeah, the last iteration of the at-party compo machine, this was the demo that it needed to run to be fast enough.
Let's do 5,000 million particles at the same time.
2011. No, this was 2010.
2010?
Yeah, I guess it was.
I think it's earlier than that. Earlier, I mean more recent.
Oh, good.
yeah, I think it's more
This is
recent
making me
than that.
feel old.
I think it's 2011, 2012.
Let me check
maybe
on Puet.
12 maybe then.
Ceasefire. 2010.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
that's correct.
You're right.
Wow, 7 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, this was the part that went really slow when it was doing the reflections on the spheres coming down the river and everything's just particles.
It's not slow, you just don't have a fast enough computer yet.
Well, yeah. Until we upgraded the combo machine. It's like, nope, not fast enough yet. Need a better graphics card.
I remember Smash wrote a write-up on these effects, on the whole effect of the demo. Like, he explained what's technical about it, how they had to circumvent. Like, for example, he wanted to explode all the buildings, but they didn't have enough cache or space RAM on the GPU to do it, so they had to explode one by one instead.
I don't know, I think it's really cool exploding one by one.
Yeah. So they turned it into a design decision.
Yep.
Clever.
Yeah. So, people, this has been a good show, but I think if no one has any other questions, we will be wrapping up at the end of this demo. So, people on the chat, if you have any questions, this is your last time to ask them. Or if you want to advertise something. Or if you have any tips on how I can stream to multiple places without losing bandwidth, that would be nice to know as well. Yeah, this water effect looks really awesome.
Ah, yes, it's a fucking phoenix.
Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you Rimina, Gasman, and Dr.Claw for being our guests. No Signal Input is asking what's the demo. The demo is called Ceasefire. And they are saying that I should definitely continue making these streams. Yeah, the streams are every other Wednesday. So 2 weeks from now we'll be having another stream. If you guys have any suggestions for guests, people who are outspoken in the demo scene, do let me know. And I can try to contact them to have them on. And yeah, so bye bye everyone. Take care. Have a good night. Watch some good demos and all that jazz. See you at the next stream or demo party or both.